This video is sponsored by EA. Hey guys, how you going? This is BillyEatWorld again, and I just got home from Gamescom in Germany, where I got to play a lot more Battlefield 5. And although I am told the build we did play at Gamescom is slightly different from the beta, which comes out on September 6, there were still a lot of changes. First and foremost though, as you can see, we got to play on the brand new Rotterdam map, which I've got to say is one of my favourites so far. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Where is Rotterdam? What's it all about? And most importantly, why is this map so good? So to kick off, firstly, I just want to say that I'll probably be back in the next week or so with a full video on the history of the Rotterdam Blitz. But in a nutshell, all you really need to know for this video is that it's a fairly big coastal city in the Netherlands, which was the target of a massive German bombing raid. The bombing of Rotterdam on the 14th of May 1940 actually directly led to the surrender of the Netherlands as a whole. And so, as you can imagine, for the Dutch people this is a pretty important event. And it's also a story that's never really been told before in the Battlefield franchise. Obviously, what you can see from this gameplay though is a considerably less than destroyed city, and that's because it's only just the first Rotterdam map, because as we saw from the Gamescom trailer, there's actually going to be a second take on the map set after it's been destroyed in the raid. The whole idea of having two maps set in the one location is like what we saw with the Narvik maps, so that the Grand Operations mode can tell a running story. And you'd have to imagine, like what we saw in the Narvik Grand Operation, that the two maps will be pretty similar, but not exactly the same. So how about the map itself? Why is it so good? Well, I think it's because it just has something for everyone. It is a 5-flag conquest map, sure, but it's mainly based around short to mid-range engagements, with quite a few long sight lines mixed in there as well for snipers and bipod LMGs. For example, most of the action takes place between A, B and D, or as you can see in this video, the train bridge, the White House and the bombed out apartments. And as you'll also see from this video, there's multiple linear lanes to get between these three objectives, some out in the open and some behind cover. The best thing I think though is that there's plenty of options to flank around no matter where you are, and you'll see me do this quite a bit in this gameplay. And that's a really good thing because, like I said, there are a lot of CQB areas which without alternate lanes could end up being pretty bad choke points. With that being said though, some people really do like choke points, which is kind of where the fortification system comes in. Because in particular, around the D flag for example, you can almost wall off the whole point and lock it down with mines if you really want. Now, to finish up, just to bounce off that last point, well, if you're anything like me, you don't want the enemy team to be able to completely wall off an objective. And that's where destruction comes in, because if you're really having an issue with fortifications, well, you can just bring up a tank and take them out. On the other hand, if you're sick of the enemy team flanking around you across the bridge near E, you can just blow it up so they have to slow down and cross the canal. And once again, if you really wish you had that bridge back, you can build it up again, if you like, with the fortifications tool. What you're probably getting by now is the idea that Rotterdam, and I think Battlefield 5 in general, has been built with play and counterplay in mind. And so unlike in most other shooter games, you really have to think a lot more about what you want to do, and you'll have to work with your squad if you want to survive. For example, two really obvious points you'll get from this map is that you need to coordinate with your team if you want to take out objectives like the White House, because there might be 4 or 5 guys inside. And not just that, in this map you'll definitely want to grind up those squad points, because dropping a V1 on a populated objective can be absolutely insane. But anyway guys, that just about wraps up this video, so make sure you let me know what you think of Rotterdam in the comment section down below. And also make sure you stay tuned for my next few videos, because I'm going to be taking a look at weapons and classes that we saw in the Gamescom beta build. As always though, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and please feel free to check out the links in the description if you want to see any more of these videos. And also don't forget, you can also find my Twitter and Discord links down there as well if you want to keep in touch with me. And as always, until next time, see you later and have a good one.